Ultimate Bunny is one of the ultimates that you definitely want to get. In this video I will show you how to farm Ultimate Bunny and why it's worth getting her. And the best thing about it, you do not need to kill a single Colossus on hard mode for it. So let's get straight into it. There are several ways to unlock Ultimate Bunny, and as I stated already, in this guide I will show you a way where you do not have to kill any Colossus on hard mode. To follow this guide you will need to unlock Sharon. This is crucial as you need to successfully infiltrate Volgo's outposts. This is something that in this case can only be done by Sharon, and I will show you why and how to do it. Let me share some good news first. To get Sharon you will only need to run some dungeons in normal difficulty to directly loot the material for her. There are no amorphous patterns involved, which makes it rather easy and straightforward. Let's quickly take a look at the individual materials that are needed for Sharon and how to get them. Starting with the enhanced cells, you need to finish the dungeon Seed Vault, and you have a 20% chance to get the enhanced cells as the main reward. For the Sharon stabilizer, you are requested to run the chapel in the Echo Swamp, and after you finish it, you have again 20% chance to get it as a main reward. After you receive the stabilizer, you have two more left, with one being the Spiral Catalyst and the Sharon Blueprint. The Spiral Catalyst can be obtained with 20% drop chance after you finish the dungeon The Asylum in Agnar Desert. And last but not least, the Blueprint is the main reward of the dungeon Caligo Osuari, again in Agnar Desert, and as all the other items will be given to you with 20% drop chance. Once you got all the items, you can go ahead to Aeneas and start the Sharon research. What makes Sharon so special? As I mentioned, you need to successfully infiltrate outposts to get a chance on the Ultimate Bunny amorphous patterns. For the outpost that I'm using in this guide, this can only be done by Sharon. Now, what does that mean? As you can see in this example, you have a variety of loot rewards if you destroy an outpost and beat the boss. However, at the bottom of this reward list, you can see additional rewards for a positive infiltration. A positive infiltration is reached if you deactivate all terminals that you would have otherwise go ahead and destroyed. Once you deactivate all terminals, the boss will spawn and you can go ahead and get rid of him. After the boss is defeated, the infiltration is successful and you have a chance to get the drops mentioned at the bottom of the list as additional rewards, which in this case will be often enough the amorphous patterns we require. There's a catch to it though. In case you take too much time and your stealth runs out, you will be seen and the terminal cannot be deactivated anymore, and you have to reset or destroy the terminals and wait for the next reset. This will obviously also not give you the additional rewards. Now that we talked a lot about the setup of the Ultimate Bunny farm, let's get into the locations to farm her items. As for every Descendant, you need to research 4 intermediate products to start the Descendant craft. You will need the Enhanced Cell, the Stabilizer, the Spiral Catalyst, and the code for Ultimate Bunny. Next to that, you will need to find a variety of base material that I will go into detail later, starting with the blueprints that are required to produce the intermediate products. I found the enhanced cell with the amorphous pattern 73, now 73-AA, which have been added recently with the content update, where they also added the ultimate Balbi. You get this pattern at the Volgo's outpost in Vespers at the Lost Supply Depot, and you have to successfully infiltrate the outpost with Sharon to get a chance of 5 to 25% of the drop. Once acquired, I always farmed 10 patterns. I went to the Frozen Valley in the Fortress and farmed polymer and organic fragment shards at the Chill fragment with Viesa. Here I made sure I farmed enough shards to activate the reactor 10 times, so we need to farm 380 polymer void shards and 70 organic void shards. The boss is a little harder as he does quite some damage, but you can do it solo if you drag him around the walls around the reactor. AoE attacks while running away from him make it even easier, and if you run out of ammo, just die and reset for a resupply of ammo. One more thing to watch out for: this boss does a melee attack that can go through the walls and drops you on the ground, which takes some time for you to get back up and run. So you cannot 100% hug the wall, as you need to leave some space. Next up, the Bunny Stabilizer. The Stabilizer requires amorphous pattern 99, which is again a reward for successfully infiltrating the Volgo's outpost at the mountaintops in White Knight Gulch. The principle is the same. You deactivate all terminals, focus on the boss, and collect the pattern if it drops. After that, you need to bring 31 inorganic and 14 polymer void fragment shards to activate the reactor and crack the amorphous pattern after you got rid of the boss that is spawning. I chose this way as Pyromaniac on hard can be a little annoying to beat, especially if you just unlock the hard mode. Next one up is the Spiral Catalyst. For this we need the amorphous pattern 123 that can be found at the Volgo's outpost in the defense line in the Fortress. Principle again the same. We need to successfully infiltrate the outpost and loot the pattern 123. This one is a little tricky as the boss is not easy to kill, kill. He has several phases, does a lot of damage, so you will need to drag him around some cover and make sure that you focus only on the boss to kill him as fast as possible. After the patterns have been farmed, I went to the north to the void fragment that can be activated with chill skill again to loot the monomer and polymer void shards that are needed for the reactor that is west of the strategic outpost in the defense line. The last missing item is the ultimate bunny code that can be found in the Volga strategic outpost in the D-Relic covert with amorphous pattern 82. As you can see, this one is rather easy to farm. You do not have to successfully infiltrate the outpost as it's the main reward for just destroying everything in the outpost. So take your favorite character, just go in, nuke the whole outpost several times, loot the amorphous material pattern 82, and after that we need to farm the material for the reactor that is exactly southeast of it. You will see that there's a void fragment near to the reactor which requires the toxic skill to activate. However, this one takes rather long to be done. That's why I decided to not go for this, even though it drops the required inorganic and organic void shards. I in the end went to the White Knight Guild shipment base, where you can find west of the outpost a void fragment that also requires toxic skill and also drops inorganic and organic void shards. This goes much faster as there is less waiting time for the enemies to spawn, and you just kill the waves, loot your inorganic and organic shards, and use this again then for the reactor in the Aqua Swamp that can be found in the cave right next to the void fragment. For this boss, it is recommended to just pull the boss outside of the cave as it gets kind of tricky to kill him. Otherwise, you will have a second phase where you need to destroy these small balls that are attached to the boss during the immune phase, and they are glitching out a little bit if you are having him in the cave as they clip through the ceiling, and which makes it kind of difficult to kill him. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, you also need a variety of random materials that are required to build the ultimate bunny after you found all the blueprints in the code. I will not go into detail for all of this material, as for example reptin, ceramic composites, superfluid hardener, etc. are being found in regular resource boxes that you can find in the individual regions. By just clicking F, you will see which region to go for, and then you just look for the normal regular resource boxes and munition boxes. I will go through the rare items like the neural circuit, the specialized biometal, and the pure energy residue. With this, you should be set to find all the material quite fast and then build the bunny. Starting with the encrypted neural circuit. The encrypted neural circuit is a rare item that drops in the Aqua Swamp. You can do random normal missions and they will drop at elites. What I recommend though is you go on hard mode, you do the abandoned refinery unit. This is a standard farm for many people to go for the neural circuit. You will find many people to go through the mission. It's going very fast. If you have an ultimate bunny, it goes within a minute. You just run through the mission, kill everybody, kill the boss at the end of the mission, and then this boss will drop together with the other elites in this mission, the neural circuit. Next one is the specialized biometal. This one can be found in Hagios, and for this I went to the forward base Volga strategic outpost and just farmed that one. Next item is the pure energy residue. For this you will need to go to the fortress and farm the encrypted storage boxes, which are these little locked vaults where you need to get the code breakers. Here's a quick tip: the abandoned refinery mission that you are doing is also dropping a lot of these code breakers. This is helpful again then also to further farm the energy residue in the fortress. So I went to the fallen arc in the fortress using the scan when I came out of the cave. In this case found one right here. Use the precision code breaker, do the mini game, and then you get residue. Now that we talked about what parts are needed and where to get them, I also promised to talk about why Ultimate Bunny is so valuable and so important to get. The reason why Ultimate Bunny is so much better than the regular bunny are the stats that she is coming with. I opened up TFD tools to show you the different stats that each of the characters is coming with at level 1, but also at level 40. Looking at the left side with the regular bunny, we see we start, for example, with HP of 72 at level 1, and then goes up to 648 HP and 380 shield at max level 40. On top of this, obviously, comes your gear and then modules if they are having an effect on MP, shield, HP, or whatever. On the other side, on the right side, Ultimate Bunny comes already with 98 HP, 51 shield at level 1 and scales up to 810 HP and 404 shield, which is a significant difference. Here also on top, you have your gear and you have modules, and if modules are scaling, for example, in percentage, this will obviously scale much higher than with the regular bunny if they have an effect on shield and HP. So with this, I would like to wrap up this video. I hope this was helpful for you to get the ultimate bunny. If you liked the video, please do not forget to leave a like and to subscribe to the channel. If you are completely new to the First Descendant, please make sure to check out the video that is linked right now. And with this, I see you in the next one.